Kitsch. I got this image in my head of because we've been looking at pop art and stuff in general, where like you're taking everyday objects, and it's becoming art, and people are selling them for millions of dollars and whatnot. There's a lot of artists that are making pop art, and they're basically just copying word for word what other artists have done before them. It's not innovative, they're not creating anything new, they're just putting it out there again, and people are still buying it. And then realizing more and more, it's like just because it's pop art doesn't make it good. To me, there's always been a difference between being a painter and being an artist, because not every painter is an artist, not every artist is a painter. To me, art, to be art by definition, has to have some kind of an emotional attachment to it, or tell a story, or something personal from your heart. You can't just paint a picture of a bowl and have that be great, profound art. So a lot of my paintings I don't necessarily count as art, and a lot of my other ones I kind of consider more personal, and that, yeah, I would say that art. So it's kind of a weird catch between the two. My favorite one I've ever done is The Wounded Nation, also called in Spanish La Herida Nacional. And that started from me going to Guatemala and learning kind of the history of the people and the land there. There was a 40-year-long civil war from 1960 until about 1998, whenever they finally declared peace. But most of the violence that happened in Guatemala was done by the government against the native Indians. The first two paintings that I have in the series, you see blood everywhere, and it's all in the areas where the most violence happened. When you go into those areas, you can still feel the wound in the earth and in the people's hearts, where they've been just damaged through years and years of violence and generations of violence. Everyone knows in Guatemala someone that was killed in the Civil War. So it affects everyone. And in the second one, there's band-aids over the wound, and it's not really healing them. And that's just kind of showing that the fact that the nation itself has tried to kind of heal themselves, but it's not working. The wound is still there, and everyone still feels the effects of the violence, and it's switched from government violence into gang violence. And in the last frame of the last painting in the Wounded Nation series, you see the entire nation of Guatemala again as a topographical map, but the wound is gone, the wound is healed. And that's kind of like the possible future that can happen. And really, the only way that can happen is that the people learn to forgive each other, to forgive their past. And so I had this idea in my head of a cigarette box, which is a very quintessential popular culture object. Everyone recognizes it, and it's been done a lot of times with painting and printmaking and stuff like that. And instead of having the logo of whatever company made it, having the word kitsch on there, because kitsch is a word that means basically bad art, very common, not very good, etc. So kind of poking fun at the whole pop art movement and the art market in general, how like they'll accept anything if it's got the right price tag on it, or if it's in the right museum or gallery or whatever. So not necessarily if it's good or not, just that it is what it is. So kind of saying, hey, just because it's a painting doesn't make it good. So basically, I'm thinking of calling this either the allegory of the art market, or this is not a good painting.